Hey guys, how's it going? So, yesterday, the day of the expansion, I had a lot of fun playing around on stream with you guys, twitch.tv/swimstream, check it out. And we basically built a ton of different decks, tried a ton of different concepts, using a lot of new cards and old cards. I played, a bunch of all-in stuff, field promotions, that was fun. But out of all the new cards, the deck that I had the most fun with was Lurk. Now, Lurk, this is my current version of Lurk, and it's pretty refined. It's like one or two cards might be changed in the next, week or so, but for the most part, I think this is about as good as you're going to get from a day one version of the deck. It will do pretty well for you on ladder right now, especially into a lot of random things. It probably won't end up being a tier 1 deck or anything like that long term. Now, it might see some representation in some tournaments at some point, and it'll still climb you to Masters, but it's not like the super highest top tier deck ever. But I really like it because it's tricky to play. In some niche scenarios, it opens up some really weird spots where you have to really think outside the box, and I love decks that make you do that because you just have to play this in a very, very different way. And so in the couple of hours I played Lurk yesterday, I had a few games that were just really, really crazy. We had to do some pretty big brain plays, and ended up feeling really good. I wanted to show you guys those games, and that's about it. So I'll be back tomorrow as always with a new deck. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Third Chronomancer looks good. I think third Chronomancer is good in this list. I mean, we want proactive 2-drops anyway. And, I mean, again, it's just, Lurk is just about how many times you can lurk out champions. Kind of almost entirely. So this is actually interesting. I mean, I have Rek'Sai and Call the Pack. I don't think I can keep Rek'Sai, unfortunately. Oh, man. Maybe I have to, though. Just to, always enable Call the Pack. I should be able to get into it later with the predict. I think it's a little bit better to do this. Chronomancer is a lot better when we're attacking at evens, though. If we're not attacking at evens, I don't even think I can keep Chronomancer. I think I might have to do this and just hope I get, a 1-drop. Having a turn 1 is pretty important. A little bit of an awkward hand. It's a pretty awkward hand. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a good hand. The 8-mana Lurker doesn't seem so good. Yeah, you're just not gonna need it. I mean, your champion levels up are how you're winning the game and not running out of steam. The 8-mana Lurker is good because you'll get it sometimes off of Call the Pack or Rek'Sai, but you're just not gonna need to main deck it now. Alright, Homie also has just as bricked of a hand, apparently. This is unbelievable. We both have literally nothing to play in the first 2 turns. In Lurk, of all things. Yeah, me too, dude. Me too, homie. I'm feeling it too. I too hooked up a shoe. So we've got Xerxai Collar that I'm literally just forced into flank here. Fancy to do. Tell me Rek'Sai is good. But Wendy, I've got some bad news for you. Swarm actually probably looks best here. I mean, I do need to just start getting these triggers. I already have 2 bone skewers. And also I need to get a trigger this turn. Please tell me my waifu is good. God, Envy, you would be. Listen, I'm not one to judge, Well, I'm into some weird shit, don't get me wrong. So Call the Pack with Snapjaw then here is probably how they're thinking about playing. You just use the Call the Pack before your attack turn, pretty much. Is almost always how you have to use it. So there's no point in using Prescience yet. Yeah, I also think 3 Bone Skewer is really necessary in this deck. It was something I was saying early on. A lot of people just wanted to run it as a 2-of, but it's just how you interact with too many things. And especially as the meta gets more refined, Bone Skewer is going to be one of the things that carries this deck, I think. Is the 0 mana predict even worth it? Yeah, it's pretty much an auto 3-of here. Predicting is just too integral to your game plan. So, I mean, I've got Swarm if I want to just make sure I'm hitting. I think the Feral Prescience here is definitely worth it. I just want to see it. If I hit a Rek'Sai or a Pyke, I'm basically just more favored to win the game. I could do a YOLO skip. I'm sure there would actually be some proponents for a YOLO skip, honestly. Since, I mean, it's not like we're necessarily ahead and these options all blow. Having more Zerths isn't bad, though. Jesus. This is so dumb. I almost actually just want to skip this and just hope I hit a champion on top. Because the champion is such higher payoff. I'll win the game on the spot if that happens. I mean, it's a big YOLO, but it's actually might be proper in a weird game like this. Okay, didn't hit a champion, but that's fine. I don't know. It's very possible I had to keep Rek'Sai in my opening hands for exactly this reason. I mean, I kept Call the Pack, and now I haven't hit a champion, and this is exactly the problem with keeping Call and not Rek'Sai. So, alright. We're not challenging my caller. I guess that doesn't matter. Yeah, and I don't think returning things to the top. Honestly, returning the snapshot swarm to the top wouldn't even be that bad at this point in time. Just like getting a free kill. These bone skewers aren't doing too much anyway. I think I want to use these to deal with like bigger threats though. They're just like huge get out of jail free cards when the opponent actually does something scary. I don't think these little things matter. And I think I just have to save the Call of the Pack too. Next turn, I mean, I've got at least a play. Like I can play Xur'sai Caller, which is okay. Voice of the Risen is my hot take in Zillion Echo. That's the lowest investment way to achieve a board. Ooh, Voice of the Risen and Zillion Echo. That is kind of cute, Kazuva. I kind of like that. Okay, so I think I just probably use Xur'sai Caller and Sharkling here. I need the predict off, and Zurzureth is not close to doing anything yet. So here's a very, very difficult choice. We've got Rek'Sai and we've got Pyke. And I think Pyke just wins me the game. In the mirror, Pyke matters so much more than anything else. I think I have to go for the Pyke. But I mean, Rek'Sai is kind of better with Call the Pack. Because, I mean, Pyke almost doesn't even work with Call the Pack. Because, you know, Pyke comes into your hand as a spell. And not a champion. You're not getting value out of, like, you know, looking at a second time from Rek'Sai. Yeah, Envy, I will say that this deck is very fun. I don't know if it'll be like tier 1, but it's not bad and it's very fun. Like I love how this deck plays. All right, Pyke is just to win. Pyke just wins the mirror. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about Pyke. So he's like a chump. He's played this Pyke from hand, right? Imagine playing your cards from hand. No. So I've got the Pyke on top of my deck. We're gonna attack here, turn it into the spell, and I'll just use my Pyke to kill his Pyke off the stack. Got these bone skewers for defensive, and I look really good here too. Yeah, I'm happy about how this game played out. Leona level 2 is overwhelmed. Did I miss it in the patch notes, or is it new? They literally forgot to put it in the patch notes. Straight up, homie. And I'm pretty happy with this board just trading down like this. If he's not going to summon a Pyke, then I mean, my Pyke can just kill something stronger. Is my Pyke just going to be tiny? Oh, that's never working, homie. So my Pyke already turns into the spell. I can Bone Skewer and put one of... I can kill his Pyke instead of giving it to the top of his deck. But his Pyke isn't even lurking. Because he's just going to draw it next turn. God, do I just let this through? I kind of just don't even care. At all, actually. Like, Pyke is actually just doing nothing if it's not lurking. What? I mean, I think it's actually worth skewing once. But I can't use the predict card next turn. I'll use the predict card later. So this is super bizarre. I already attacked, which means my Pyke has already turned into a spell. I'm bone skewering now, and that's gonna make the top card of my deck not Pyke anymore. It's gonna be the Xur'sai Caller. And I won't be able to play the Xur'sai Caller next turn because it's a predict, which means that it won't be able, it will shuffle my deck. And the Pyke spell that's on the top of my deck, where it will be after I draw this card, won't be anymore. So I'm about to draw this Crawler. I can't play the Crawler, but I know I have Under Titan to play here, so I know I'm fine. And I also, you know, have a guaranteed look if it could have possibly mattered. God, I wish skipping predict actually skipped the shuffle too, but it doesn't. I can't even skip predict. So I basically just have to play Zurzurath and then like let him through if he's, you know, if he actually lurks, which he should. He just predicted. What if I Bone Skewer again? And just keep Pyke the second card on top of my deck. This is so weird. Like, it's a really cool deck to play sometimes. There's some really weird stuff that happens. All right. So yeah, I mean, he'll challenge and he'll probably threaten it with the 5/3 and just deal 4 to face. I think I just have to be fine with this. It's actually a little monka here. Depending on what he's predicting, what he predicted off of Xur'sai Caller, I could be in a spot of trouble. I actually kind of need him to get +2 here. I need it to be a Rek'Sai so that it can't be a Pyke. Damn, that's bad. Because if it's a Pyke, I could actually lose. And here, I think I just have to let this through so that I can unlock my Xerxai Collar for next turn and hopefully hit a Rek'Sai. So now that I've drawn Pyke, I can play the Xerxai Collar. I need to keep the Death from Below reactive in my hand. But now, if this draws me a Rek'Sai, then everything will come together. So here's my Rek'Sai. So now I've got Rek'Sai on the top, which, I mean, I can use Call the Pack on, although Call the Pack is a little bit slow at this point. I could have used Call the Pack on Bone Skewer and then predicted after. That's so weird, but it could have been proper. Wow, that's so strange. Because I can't Call the Pack anymore. Sag. Yeah, you have to use Call the Pack in a way that that's getting enough value. But Rek'Sai will just die to my Death from Below, so nothing else matters, I think. This deck is pretty cool. It will have some pretty linear plays, but it will have some cool big brain moments. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've made at least some misplays this game. I don't know. There's just there's a lot of weird considerations. Because using Call the Pack on Rek'Sai anymore isn't really good. I think the only thing I'm losing to is like an aggro condition. So I think I Call the Pack now. I'll draw Rek'Sai on drawing Rek'Sai on the defensive. So if I Call the Pack now, I've already triggered my Lurk. I put Bone Skewer on top of my deck. So I'll draw Bone Skewer on my defensive turn, and then 2 turns from now, I'll draw the Rek'Sai on my offensive turn again. So now, I can just be a little bit mana efficient. Just make sure I'm not losing to any open attacks. So I think it's totally fine to play the Hammer Scout now. The Bone Skewer is on top of my deck. I'm going to draw the Bone Skewer, which gives me defensive abilities. And then Rek'Sai is going to be on top of my deck still, which means I can Snapjaw Swarm next turn on defense, and that'll trigger Rek'Sai again, and then I'll draw Rek'Sai on turn 9 on my offensive turn, and then that should just win the game. So now, I mean, I can Snapjaw Swarm. If he doesn't block it, then I don't get a reaction, and the Rek'Sai is probably not going to level up unless his last card is like Shapestone. Has he even played a landmark? That's actually so weird. So I guess I can actually just Snapjaw Swarm first here. I don't see any downside to this. The Rek'Sai's on top, and I know that because I shuffled something on top of it. So this double triggers. Rek'Sai shuffled. I haven't shuffled my deck yet. I just put something over it with Bone Skewer. So Rek'Sai's still on top. This double triggers. And I've got the Death from Below that I've been saving the entire game for his Rek'Sai. And the Rek'Sai is not at threat of leveling up here. And if the Rek'Sai levels up, then I can just pull it with the Pyke. No matter what he does. So I don't mind that I'm letting this Rek'Sai attack. I don't think it can make a difference. Whereas if his card was like Death from Below or something, it could have made a difference. I'm obviously letting him get a buff here, but I don't think there's actually a way it could matter. So now I Death from Below. Summon our Pyke. The only problem is, like, even if he Bone Skewers, it doesn't fizzle. Death from Below will still summon the Pyke, right? And that's what's so powerful about it. And now, so we've got Bone Skewer as a defensive tool. I'll just help in case something goes wrong. There's the 4-0. Yeah, me too, dude. All right, and now here's our Rek'Sai. And this is a 10 attack Rek'Sai. Play this out now. No real development punishes here. And our Pyke should be leveling as well. It is a really cool deck. It is a really cool deck. It plays very differently from other decks. So we'll go ahead and do this. Rek'Sai levels up here, of course. Gives me the full hand that we need. God, I love this deck. It looks like we're not even necessarily like, you know, I mean, if he wants to block like this, we technically don't have lethal, I guess, but I don't see how it could matter. I mean, I guess I could just kill him with the Snapjaw Swarm. Yeah, is our Pyke level up too? Yeah, this is pretty sick. This is pretty sick. This deck needs draw. I think I do want this deck to be a bit more flexible. So Snapjaw Swarm, we can just lethal him here. All right, out of here. Whew. Yeah, Lurk is pretty sick. And I will say, for people that say it's completely auto build, I think they're at least a little bit trolling. Okay, again, you can't build it outside of these two colors. Yes, it has to be Bilgewater Shurima, period. Otherwise, it's going to be just a terrible meme deck. But there's a lot of deck building decisions, right? Like, I don't know if I want to main deck Zerzerath or Dunebreaker. Maybe I just go full predict. I think that a lot of people are putting too many Lurk cards in the deck, actually. I'm pretty sure, like, I would not run Bloodbait or Ripper's Bay, and I'm not sure if I even want Dunebreaker, and I don't even know if I want Zerzerath, if I'm being honest, as crazy as that might sound. But you want to predict heavily on this, and you run predict cards over too many Lurk cards, and it'll do better. So this is my current version. And yeah, I mean, I'll be updating this as I go. You not go to gold when you lose? No, you can't drop divisions. I mean, I'm probably going to stay plat 4 for the first week. Usually how new expansions work for me is like, you know, I'll spend the first while just messing around with like updating and trying to refine newer decks, and then, you know, I'll at a certain point I'll become self-conscious about the fact that I'm still plat 4, and then I'll be like, I'll do like a, you know, uninteractive music climbing stream or something like that. This is a weird matchup. Jarvan Failure, no goddamn clue what this is. Is this Yetis? I'm guessing this is Yetis if he's playing it right now. So I do favor offense here. I really want to mulligan a bit more aggressively for a 1-drop. How aggressive is too aggressive? I might have to keep one of these predict cards. No, I've got so many. I can just kick. Could be Elnux. It could be. So we did the nice aggressive mulligan. So we've got our 1-drop and we've got our predict. We drew Rek'Sai, which I don't mind actually because we already have Call to Pack. So I guess it's always worth using Feral right now, right? Like, you're literally never getting more value out of it than right now, I guess. Hit a second Rek'Sai, like a good player we are. And yeah, that's all she wrote. That's pretty much it. 2 Rek'Sai's buffs in time, and deck just wins. It's just like that.
I'm basically 1/8 day.
New expansion.
Ooh, that's not very hot. So what if I play the other Rek'Sai? How bad is that? I'm dealing a lot of damage if I do that. I mean, she's not leveling, but I'm drawing the other Rek'Sai anyway, right? And then the other one will level. I don't need the second Rek'Sai in hand, so don't I literally just play a Rek'Sai here? Like, wait, isn't this just better? Am I trolling? We're about to find out. Because Rek'Sai is attack, buff, lurker, allies everywhere, so like everything's getting buffed. Yeah, triple buff.
You're covered.
So, unfortunately, he's just got a blocker. I mean, what the hell was I doing with the other Rek'Sai anyway, right? Like, I'm accelerating my my Xerxai hatchling. The Xerxai hatchling is gonna start dealing a shit ton of damage, I'll have you know, unless he single combats it or something. So we call the pack into Rek'Sai. Misorder. Was that a misorder? Was there something else to do? Oh, I guess, yeah, when you use call the pack, you can just like play the other 2 lurkers. Is that better? Yeah, that was definitely a misorder. I'm definitely trolling.
I'll stop you.
But look at this, 8 damage to Dome, dude. Chronomancer is a bait. I actually quite like Chronomancer here. Alright, so now we draw the other Rek'Sai we just put on top of our deck.
Who does not know the name LoR?
All my units are pretty thick, honestly. What's up with that? Yeah, I mean, this is fine by me. If he wants to skip this attack, then I'll just develop all 3 of these. Or all 2 of them. Should prep. Yeah, I mean, Rek'Sai is just growing in size here. I think it's probably just Hammerstick out Rek'Sai, although I will just Prescience again. See what I get first. It's another Rek'Sai. I mean, you can literally never have too many Rek'Sais here, right? Is that even possible? I don't think it's possible. I mean, if he deals with this one, which I expect him to in some way, like he'll probably freeze it now before it even gets to attack. But I mean, I just draw the other one, right? That's what's gonna happen. All right. So that's 3 more attack for all my guys. It's turn 5. Right, come on. Is Malphite or Talia any good now? Talia is actually pretty good in specifically Frozen Thralls. She's kind of not good in other decks. Oh, he's literally dead. Oh yeah, no, he's out of here, homie. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? All right. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna cheese a lot of wins off of people just running like random piles of cards in the early days of an expansion. Like I don't know what that deck was. Freljord Jarvan, no second champion. All right. But yeah, this is kind of like why we run just super predict heavy versions, because because nothing except for hitting your champions over and over and over again matters. Like literally nothing else. So we've got Pyke in the mirror. This is actually really fascinating. Mulliganing this deck is actually really hard, by the way. A lot of it depends on like attacking turns. Like Chronomancer would be so good in this hand if we were attacking evens, but it might be a little bit bad if we're attacking odds. We do want to predict on turn 3, and we can curve a 1-drop into the predict on turn 3 as well. The question is keeping Pyke in my opening hand good here? It hurts our ability to get the Pyke spell, which I think is bad. Dropping Pyke straight up is kind of a cool idea later though. I think I'll probably just keep like this. God, I actually don't know if I need both of these 1-drops. I don't think the mirror really ever comes down to the aggro condition. I think I only need one of the 1-drops, right? I'll keep both just to be safe. But I actually think it might have been proper to kick one of them. Like this matchup, we really just want like specific tools. Okay. I mean, I don't think it matters. Does it matter literally at all which one I play first? Count here. All right, let's go fishing. All right, got a lurker. I mean, that's fine. Oh no. I mean, if he predicts into Rek'Sai, we're gonna have a problem. That will be yeah, not good. Like giving these vulnerable isn't really doing too much either. We do want to be able to, you know, make sure we have a Chronomancer. So yeah, no, we're a little screwed. Let's see what he does. I'll probably literally just drop a Hammer Scout. God, if he has Feral. So now I Hammer Scout just in case he naked attacks and then whiffs Lurk. I just block and punish. But it's probably Feral. Please whiff. Okay. Holy shit! What a good player! Yeah, welcome to Lurk Mirror's voice. That's a. Well, guess he got us. Alright, so now we can curve our predicts. We are going to need to predict here. So it's either a Chronomancer into Sharkling or Ancient Prep into something else. I think Ancient Prep is kind of a little bit better to get out earlier. I don't know if Hammer Scout's really getting value right now though. We're about to find out. I could actually play both predicts if Ancient Prep whiffs as well. Let's go ahead and get the predict out now with Ancient Prep, I think. We have Pyke, which is great. By the way, this is actually hilariously important. In Lurk decks, you actually, this matters by the way, at high levels. You will have to avoid snapping your predict, because if you insta-click your predict, you're telling them that you have either Pyke or Rek'Sai, and as soon as you attack, you're telling them you don't have Rek'Sai. So if I'm like snap predicting a choice like that, then I'm basically literally just telling them that I have this is fine. That I have Pyke spell in my hand, which is gigantic information actually. As funny as that is. Okay, so there's not much value I can get out of this. I mean, we already have the predict on top, so I guess I'm literally just playing second Hammer Scout. Is that even better than just playing Sharkling? This kind of sucks. Yeah, this is the first time ever where that information like just really matters. And I guess I'm just dragging this because nothing else really matters anyway. All right, so there's our Pyke on top of our deck. Don't they see the animation? No, the animation only plays for you. All right, so Pyke spell is a really important way to win these mirrors. That's a 6 attack Rek'Sai that he's just playing this early. That seems like a waste. I don't understand why he played Rek'Sai this early. Okay. So I could use Chronomancer, but using Predict on a turn where we're not attacking is kind of not even doing anything, right? I think I probably just actually let all of this happen and just don't really care. I mean, if we're worried about my health total, which I guess I am at this point, I guess I could just block with Hammer Scout onto Snapjaw Swarm is okay. I mean, I think it plays around to lose condition. Nah, we never run out of health. Okay. We're fine. I mean, I could just blow this early and save some health. Pyke's not gonna be huge here. I've looked to I'm +2, right? Yeah. So Pyke will basically just be able to kill the Snapjaw and nothing else. I think that's more than enough. It gives him the ability to bone skew a Rek'Sai into Pyke, which kind of loses me the game. Can't I actually just go down to 1 health here? Do I ever lose by going down to 1 health? I think I'm just fine, right? I don't know. Honestly, even playing this might be wrong because it kind of still lets him bone skewer his Rek'Sai. So we need to trigger as much Lurk as possible right now, basically. Open attacking isn't really going to be getting that much value. I think at this point, I'd rather play the Chronomancer first. Make It Rain could kill you. Yeah, I mean, some people are attacking Make It Rain. Why the heck not? So we just want to make sure our Pyke is as big as possible. I think I'll probably literally just skip this and use the Prescience anyway. Like, I want to hit a Rek'Sai here. Rek'Sai would be such an important hit, or even a second Pyke would be good. But, like, I need my Pyke to have more attack than this. This is not enough attack. I need to be able to kill, like, the second Rek'Sai with my Pyke. And if I'm not predicting heavily on this turn, I won't be able to do that. So here's the Rek'Sai. That's nice. Now we're getting a bigger attack, and I can even just drag like this, the one we made vulnerable earlier. And we get another big attack 2 turns from now with Call the Pack on the Rek'Sai. So all we need to do is survive 1 more turn. This Rek'Sai we could use as a blocker if we really want. The nice thing here though is that, I mean, our Pyke is now at +4, so we can deal 6 damage, which is enough to kill his second Rek'Sai. In fact, isn't 6 damage actually enough to kill all of his overwhelm things? Isn't that all I need? Okay, so this is so weird. My Rek'Sai is 7 out of 6, which means we can level Rek'Sai if I have like the full combo, but that would require a second Rek'Sai. If he has anything, if he plays any more things, I need to basically just react with a spell at that point. I mean, I guess I can just let this through. I don't think there's actually a reason to call the pack yet, right? If I call the pack Rek'Sai later, when she's not leveling, she can't get value out of this. Get her back on top, but then I'll draw her again, which isn't really great. This is so weird. I think this might be better. Is there... If I get Piranha off of this, that would be huge. That's a big out. Huge out. No Piranha. Sag. And I have enough mana to play all these options, so I don't think there's any downside in like Shurik'in here. So there's the Rek'Sai, and that has exactly 6. Now, if he's got like Shapestone, we are gonna lose. But our Pyke has exactly 6 health, or exactly 6 attack, because we forced the Rek'Sai on top. So we have the ability to stop this, unless he has like a Shapestone. But Shapestone will blow us out here, which is sad. That's why Piranha would have been good. If we had a Piranha, we'd be able to beat Shapestone here super easily. Man, you're really gonna do me like this, guy? Come on. I think he has Shapestone, and he's just like counting how big my Pyke is. And he's wondering if he even has to use it. It's a slow roll. Okay. So my Pyke still comes out. He gets the Rek'Sai back on top. This is so weird. And my Pyke isn't going to level up very quickly here. And this free attack for him is good. I mean, it's very unfortunate that he just eats my Chronomancer for free. I don't know how much that matters. My top card is Rek'Sai, which I'm losing here. If he doesn't block my Pyke, he is going to lose. And I can try to, if I force him to Rek'Sai, and then use my Rek'Sai to kill his with Hammer Scout, I could win. If I play Rek'Sai, he might be forced to play his Rek'Sai to block it. Even though my Rek'Sai can't level here. And if I can get him to do that, then I could actually maybe win. I think we're really behind. I have to try it. Because otherwise we're just dead next turn no matter what we do. So I got him to play his Rek'Sai. Unfortunately for me, his Rek'Sai was on top of his deck, and I think I just saw him play that from right. No, that was left card. Alright, so he might be it. He did play the one he top decked. So now I made his Rek'Sai vulnerable. My Rek'Sai is basically doomed to die, but my Pyke does have the ability to just threaten this for free, which is nice. Is that actually... I guess it doesn't matter what I drag here, right? I guess it can't matter what I drag. Sure. Pyke is threatening a little bit more damage if I drag with the weak one. Because he's blocking with the weak one anyway, right? Rek'Sai dies? Yeah, but my Rek'Sai dies no matter where I'm dragging it to, right? Like the quick attack and the death hit are the same. All right. Yeah, no Rek'Sai on top. We're not leveling. That would have been so nice if it happened. So we're just on raw top decks at this point. He's got a card, and we just need to top deck something that can save us. This is so sad. Please, anything. Snapjaw does kind of threaten something cute. So he does have the ability to threaten my Pyke like that. If I Snapjaw now, I have to hit the Lurk or I lose. If I hit the Lurk right now, it'll gain enough attack that his Jawfish will have to block it and it'll die. So if I play the Swarm, and if I hit Lurk, we're still in this game. This is it, guys. Please. I've never needed it more. Why? No! Come on, man! Oh my god, that's so sad. GG. That was a pretty crazy game. I think I probably misplayed that second to last turn. Man, but yeah, I mean, Lurk, especially when we're just like kind of like out of resources, those kinds of hands are where like the Perseverings will help a lot. God, that was so sad. Holy shit.